What is up, everybody? Crypto's just doing so well. It is a great day to be owning Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and basically every other crypto out there. We are seeing a lot of very interesting things happen in the market right now with regards to technical indicators, with regards to institutional investors. In today's video, we're going to cover everything you need to know. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, major announcements from Solana, and everything else going on. So if you guys enjoy this sort of content, well, then please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications, and also make sure to join our Patreon group. I am launching a brand new NFT collection that I've been working on for a while now with a number of other people, and we're gonna be launching that soon. Everyone in the Patreon and the Discord will have exclusive access to it. We're gonna give out a number of free art pieces as well, so make sure to check that out if you're interested. But anyways, let's take a look at what is going on with the market first. So right now, the entire crypto market cap is at $2.2 trillion, and this is huge because we are starting to get closer and closer to record highs. The record high for total crypto market cap is right around $2.5 trillion, and we are getting closer and closer to that. But this time, a couple of key differences because we are seeing that altcoins are really dominating the market. Cardano has officially broken through $3 per coin, officially broken through $3 per coin. This is for the first time ever. We are seeing Ethereum getting closer to $4,000 per coin. Ethereum is at up 9.48%. We're seeing Bitcoin up 6%. This is absolutely huge. Despite all this and everything going on with those coins, we're seeing Solana has moved from about number 50 to number 8 in terms of market cap. It is now the 8th largest cryptocurrency, and I don't think there's anything slowing it down anytime soon. So there's a lot going on with crypto. I can't even believe that Cardano is above $3 per coin. That was a huge resistance that we had to break through, and we just broke through it like it was nothing today in the last couple of hours. So a lot of exciting stuff is going on with that. In terms of the overall market, what is going on with technical indicators, with Bitcoin, Ethereum? Let's take a look at that. So first thing I want to go over is with regards to technical indicators. With Bitcoin, we are seeing that Bitcoin is well above the 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. We see it break above this, and we've broken above it a couple of times recently, but this time appears to be different. We're starting to test that $50,000 per coin range yet again. We're at $49,711, and we're seeing that over the last 24 hours or so, Bitcoin's price has been pumping up. So in terms of the 50-day moving average, 200-day moving average, things look really good. Not only that, though, we're also seeing in terms of how much Bitcoin is being kept on exchanges. We're seeing that over the last couple of weeks. We are continuing to see that how much Bitcoin is being kept on exchanges continuing to decrease. This blue line right here, purple line it is, but this purple line right here shows us how much Bitcoin is being kept on exchanges. And we're seeing for the most part, a lot of people are taking their money off of exchanges in terms of Bitcoin. They're moving it into cold storage. They're moving it elsewhere. And that is a sign that people are very bullish on crypto long term. So that is very positive. In terms of Ethereum, Ethereum is what's really triggered this market breakout. Ethereum is what triggered everything going on the market today and why we are really seeing crypto up significantly, because Ethereum was the first coin to really break out. Ethereum was trading between $3,000, $3,300 per coin for weeks. But today was the very first day we broke above $3,300. You could see it was a clear resistance, but we broke above it, and now we are well above it, close to $4,000 per coin at this point. We're seeing that Ethereum is well above the 50-day moving average after having traded around it for a couple of weeks. So that is a great sign. In terms of Cardano, Cardano also looks amazing. Like we said, above $3 per coin for the first time. There were a couple of key resistances that we had seen at $3 per coin. There's a bit of support we had at like a strong support at $2.50 per coin. But overall, every single crypto right now looks absolutely amazing. Christopher, we're going to get to Dogecoin in a minute, but I appreciate that. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Christopher. But right now, every single coin is looking great. Really great in terms of technicals, but that is just the beginning. Technical indicators, you know what? They're good to look at. I don't use them as my sole reference for when I'm buying, when I'm selling. That's not the only thing I use. I like to look at what the sentiment is in the market, what's going on in terms of development, what's going on in terms of companies getting into crypto, and we have a couple of big announcements there. So technical indicators look great all across the board in terms of accumulation, in terms of institutional investors getting involved, in terms of the 50 and 200-day moving average, things look great. But one thing going on in particular with Ethereum that I want to start off and talk about first is Ethereum just broke through its resistance of $3,300 per coin. But not only that, the thing that's going on with Ethereum is that we just saw it reach a 3-month high. We have not seen the prices that we're seeing with Ethereum now since about middle of May, when we were coming way down from all-time highs of over $4,000 per coin. This is the first time we're seeing Ethereum above in these levels. We have not seen this since May. And the interesting thing about this is that we're seeing that there are a couple of catalysts going on with Ethereum that are going to continue to trigger and continue to push the price up. One of the reasons why I am not selling any Ethereum is because, first of all, thank you, Christopher. We'll talk about that in a bit. But the first thing going on with Ethereum is the support, the resistance. We broke through $3,300 for the resistance. Second thing going on with Ethereum is in terms of how much Ether is being kept on exchanges. And we're continuing to see this amount decrease over time. You could look at this right here. The purple line is how much Ethereum is being kept on exchanges. And there is a clear decline. We are seeing this is so consistent that since August 19th to August 31st, 2021, we are seeing that there is a consistent decline in how much Ethereum is being kept on exchanges. So this is something that is very good, because what this shows us is that either people are moving money to NFTs, people are taking money, putting it in cold storage, people are taking money off of exchanges, and they're keeping their Ethereum long-term. Whenever we see less Ethereum on exchanges, it means people are keeping it long-term. This also is good because it means that everyone who's trying to buy, there is a smaller total supply available, which is going to help push the price up. Think about it. All supply and demand. There's less supply on exchanges, more people want to buy, prices go up. It's great news. And then lastly, with regards to Ethereum, the other thing going on is that demand for Ethereum is continuing to skyrocket. Everyone's like, Ethereum's boring. Why are we talking about Ethereum? Ethereum's demand has been skyrocketing because NFTs have been exploding. We'll talk about more of this later, but the demand for NFTs has exploded ever since Visa announced they bought a CryptoPunk, ever since Budweiser announced they got into NFTs, ever since Facebook said they got into NFTs. We have seen demand for NFTs explode, and we're seeing that we're reaching record number of sales every single day for NFTs. And whenever you're seeing record number of sales, that means that, well, for the most part, a lot of these sales are done in Ethereum. People are buying more Ethereum, and that is something very, very positive, because anyone who wants to buy an NFT right now, for the most part, is going to be with Ethereum. We do have some on Solana. We do have some on Cardano, which we'll talk about in a bit. But for the most part, if you want to buy an NFT, you need to have Ethereum. And as a result of this, we're going to continue to see Ethereum's price go up. Last thing, which I almost forgot with Ethereum, is with regards to how much Ethereum is being burned. We talked about the supply, we talked about demand for Ethereum, we talked about NFTs, and with price resistances that we broke through, but we haven't talked about this. And this has been a major catalyst for Ethereum, because we have seen that over 165,000 Ether has been burned, adding to $625 million. This not only means that all of these coins are taken out of the total supply, but what it also means is that institutional investors are going to be much more interested in getting into Ethereum, because previously what we had seen is that institutional investors liked Bitcoin because there were 21 million Bitcoin that were ever going to be mined. That is it. That is all that was going to be mined. Ethereum didn't have that. But now with EIP 1559, we're seeing that institutional investors are finding Ethereum much more attractive. In a recent report from CoinShares, we saw that Ethereum was the most selected altcoin from institutional investors. Institutional investors put $17.2 million. Their inflows for Ethereum assets were $17.2 million. That was higher than Cardano, higher than Solana, higher than Polkadot, higher than Bitcoin, higher than any other coin out there. So definitely been very attractive, Ethereum, in terms of institutional investors, and there is so much positive news going on for Ethereum. One thing that's negative, we're not going to just say, oh, things are going to the moon. One thing we do got to keep an eye out on is going to be gas fees, transaction fees, things like that. They are getting pretty high. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on those just to make sure, you know what, maybe Solana, maybe Cardano could take away some market share. Some of our favorite coins. We'll talk about those in a bit, though. Next up is I want to talk about a major price prediction from an ex-Goldman Sachs analyst, a major analyst at Goldman Sachs, hedge fund exec, actually. He came out and said that Bitcoin will reach $250,000 to $400,000 per coin this year, and Ethereum will surpass $20,000 per coin by March. So he is saying less than 12 months from now, we are going to see $20,000 Ethereum, potentially $400,000 per coin Bitcoin. And this is something that is very interesting, to say the least. I just took the widget off the bottom of the screen because it looks like there's a little issues with how fast everything is loading, but something very interesting. What we're seeing is that his reasons for this are reasons that you wouldn't typically expect from an institutional investor. For the most part, we see institutional investors, when they talk about Bitcoin, when they talk about Ethereum, they have a lot of negatives. But this ex-Goldman Sachs executive, he came out and said that the reason he likes crypto so much is because of the use cases. He said previously, the interesting thing is previously, he said he shifted, previously he used to own more Bitcoin than Ethereum, but now this completely flipped. We're going to talk about that. But the most interesting thing is, and I found this the most interesting, is it says right here, the 30-year-old global macro investor said in a recent podcast that he shifted his portfolio 100% to crypto. Since November, he's exited all of his gold holdings, which recently made up 25% of his portfolio. This is something really interesting to see someone who is in the traditional financial world, hedge funds, executives at a hedge fund, say that they shifted their entire portfolio to crypto. That is like mind-blowing. That is so unheard of, but we're seeing it happen. He said right now, there's been a key change in his portfolio. Previously, it used to be 80 to 85% in Bitcoin, 15% in Ethereum. But now, not only has he moved all of his money into crypto, he's also made a couple of major changes. The first is with regards to his how much money is in Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus altcoins. He says now there's 55% of his portfolio in Ethereum, 25% in Bitcoin, and the rest, which adds up to another, let's say, 20%, is allocated equally to a number of decentralized finance protocols. We don't know the exact ones, but I would expect things like Solana, things like Cardano, and some of the other projects we have talked about, I would expect those same things. But this is very interesting. Those of you who are saying, oh, we don't listen to these people, they don't know what they're talking about, it's just very interesting to see an executive at a hedge fund say that he is 100% into crypto. He is not just in Bitcoin anymore. He says he's more into Ethereum and some of the smaller altcoins than he is into Bitcoin, and that is very interesting. In addition to this, he said that he addressed some of the things and issues and concerns about threats to Ethereum, ETH killers like Solana, Polkadot, Cardano, and he said that the entire smart contract platform is going up 100-fold over time. 100-fold. He said even if Ethereum's dominance fades, right now Ethereum has a 20% share of the entire crypto market. Even if that fades, he thinks Ethereum is going to remain the lowest risk, highest quality trade in crypto. So for those of you who are saying ADA, Solana, yeah, I get it. I'm invested heavily into those as well. But he does have a point. Ethereum, I never imagine that Ethereum is going to go away. It is too big, has too big of an advantage at this point to ever go away. And this is something that was very interesting to see, that a former Goldman Sachs executive says that Ethereum could reach $20,000 per coin this year, and Bitcoin will go as high as $400,000 per coin this year as well. Next up is let's talk a little bit about what is going on with regards to regulations. If you guys are just joining us, let's see if we get this video up to a couple hundred likes, let's say 200 likes, and that really helps me out a lot, helps get these videos out to more people. But let's talk about what is going on with regulators, because we've seen a lot of talks from the SEC, a lot of talks from Gary Gensler about crypto. And he came out again, yet again, and he said, he reiterated his stance. He said, crypto is too big to exist outside of public policies. And there's some things I agree with, some things I don't agree with, but we got to talk about this. So the first thing is that the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, those you don't know, he taught about blockchain technology and crypto at MIT. He is the chair of the SEC. And what he recently has said, he has compared driving, like in cars when they were first rolled out, to crypto. He says that, when cars were first introduced, there were no seatbelt laws, there were no stop signs, there were no rules, and people got hurt. He says that's where we're at with crypto right now. There's a lot of fraud, a lot of scams, people are getting hurt, and that's the goal of the SEC. But what he ultimately said in this interview, he spoke to the Financial Times within the last couple of hours, and he said that crypto assets should be under the same public policy imperatives to protect investors and fight illicit financial activities. He goes on to say that cryptocurrency has already surpassed a $2 trillion market cap, and if crypto is going to have any relevance 5 and 10 years from now, it's going to be within the public policy framework. He also said that right now, there are a lot of platforms that are in operation today that would do better engaging, and instead, there is a bit of begging for forgiveness rather than asking for permission in the crypto world. He said that people think about crypto and decentralized finance as almost like a variation of peer-to-peer lending. But the problem is people don't realize that all these peer-to-peer lending businesses have a lot of regulation, a lot of governments and policies behind them. So let's talk about this. First thing is he says that crypto, in order for it to really succeed, is going to be if it is working hand in hand with public policy and part of, regulations. I agree with this. I think that the only way we're going to start to see big money players get involved in crypto is going to be when they work with regulators in the US. We're not going to see Fortune 500 companies that have been around forever, that really have no reason about being in crypto. We're not going to see them invest a portion of their balance sheet in crypto until we see a lot of regulations from the government. So whether we like it or we don't like it, ultimately, regulations are going to allow for the big money players. Thank you, Patrick. We will talk about more about Cardano in a little bit. But ultimately, we're not going to see big money players get involved in crypto until there are regulations, and pretty strong regulations at that, for crypto. Whether we like it or not, it's the reality of the situation. And we want big money players to get involved, because when they do, that means that we're going to see the crypto market cap really increase, because these big money players can throw around billions of dollars like it's nothing, and that's how we're going to see crypto's market cap continue to go higher. The point that I do not agree with him, though, is that there needs to be, he says, robust regulations for the crypto ecosystem. There's been a couple of issues with this, because, for example, a number of people in the crypto space have said, look, if you put too much regulations in place for crypto, you defeat the whole purpose. It's supposed to be decentralized. How can you just have the government step in, call for all of these regulations in terms of, let's say, reporting requirements to the government? At some point, it gets to be impossible. It doesn't make sense. So we need to be careful. There needs to be a balance, in my opinion, of regulations to, encourage and make institutional investors feel comfortable. That needs to be balanced with the fact that cryptocurrency in its core is decentralized. It's nearly impossible for them to put certain regulations in place without changing the entire framework behind crypto. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But ultimately, regulations, in some sense, need to be there in order for big money players. Whether I like them, whether you like them, that's what it is. Thank you, Dangerous Crypto. I appreciate that. Next up is let's talk a little bit about what's going on with NFTs. Guys, I got some big announcements with NFTs. I've been working on projects for a while. If you're part of Patreon, I've let you guys know about this. If you're in our Discord, I'll let you guys know. If you're not part of those, make sure to follow me on Twitter, because I'm going to be releasing a major NFT project, 10,000. It's going to be a collection of 10,000 art pieces within the next month, maybe a little bit less. This is going to be very exciting. One of the biggest projects I've worked on in a while since I previously made that startup app called Bellboy that I had worked on and I built a couple years ago. This is one of the biggest and most exciting things I've done in a while. And what we're seeing with NFTs. So anyways, if you want to get updated on that, make sure to follow me on Twitter because I'm going to be giving away about 50 art pieces to people who follow me on Twitter. And we're going to make a Discord for everything. All of that's going to come. So just make sure you stay up to date on that. On Twitter, Patreon, whatever. But let's talk about NFTs because this is something I am so excited about. NFTs have been making waves lately. They've been making so many waves in crypto. They've been pushing Ethereum's price up. They've been helping to drive the entire crypto market because with NFTs, people see these as real world applications, real world uses for their crypto. It's like you can buy something and it's not just like you're spending money, it's like a collectible and it may be worth more in the future. And what we're seeing is NFTs have been skyrocketing ever since Visa, Budweiser, Facebook, and a number of other companies came out and either bought NFTs or said they're getting into the space. We're seeing that CryptoPunks have had over 465,000 Ether traded, art blocks curated, over 161,000 Ethereum traded. And there's a lot of exciting stuff going on with NFTs. For those of you who don't know, one of the things that we're not going to dive too deep into NFTs, but one of the reasons why this is so important is that over the last couple of months, we have seen the demand for NFTs dramatically increase. You could see over the last year, let's say, this goes monthly. We have seen that every single month over the last year or so, each month has beat the previous month in terms of total sales for NFTs. And why is this important? This is important because every single person who's buying an NFT, they need to buy some form of crypto. Most of them are going to be buying Ethereum. Some of them might buy Solana or Cardano, but for the most part, people are buying Ethereum. And that is one of the main reasons why we are seeing Ethereum's price jump today. That is one of the main reasons why we have seen Ethereum's price break out. It's not the sole reason, but it's an important reason why. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on this moving forward. For those of you who aren't familiar, we have OpenSea, which is a platform for NFTs. Solana Art is a platform built on Solana for NFTs. There's a number of them built on Cardano, and there's a lot of exciting stuff going on in the NFT space. I own, CryptoPunks, Pudgy Penguins, Bored Ape Yacht Club. Those are the ones that I currently own. I'm making my own, but let me know what projects you guys are interested in. Are you more interested in, let's say, NFTs built on Ethereum blockchain, or are you more interested on Solana or Cardano? Because I'm also looking at where I should be posting mine. But that's what's going on with NFTs. The thing to remember, whether you're an investor or not, is there's major opportunity for money to be made by collecting these, getting in early into new projects, and also that even if you don't invest in them, by other people investing in them, they're helping to push the entire crypto market up. They're helping to push the entire crypto market up because anytime someone wants to buy an NFT, they need to own some form of crypto. Whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Solana, whether it's Cardano, they need to own something. Next up is I want to talk a little bit about Cardano. Cardano. It's just like all grown up now, and we're seeing that Cardano is making waves, breaking through record highs. And just now, we have seen within the last couple of hours, Cardano's price has broken above $3 per coin for the very first time ever. Let's refresh this page right here. Here we go. Let's just go back here, refresh the page, make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, Cardano is at $3.02 per coin. The all-time high is for today, and all-time high ever is $3.03 per coin, and I don't think we're going to see it slow down really anytime soon. The first thing going on with this is that we have a couple of big announcements. The first is what is going on with the Alonzo upgrade. We got to keep an eye out on this. I feel like we've just talked about this, but it's very important. The first thing is with the Alonzo upgrade scheduled for September 12th. Charles Hoskinson came out earlier in the day and in yesterday's update, and he said everything is a go. All green lights across the board from their tests. They had a number of people run tests. Everything looks good. Green lights across the board. We're looking to be on schedule for Cardano's rollout and helping to get smart contracts implemented. This is a big deal because when we have smart contracts implemented on Cardano, this is going to allow for more businesses to build, first of all, to build their businesses on the back of Cardano. We're going to see more NFTs. We're going to continue to see significantly more development and more dApps built on Cardano, which is very important because that is one area which they do lack. Cardano lacks in terms of decentralized finance applications. Ethereum, blows them out of the water. Ethereum has clear advantage there. Solana has hundreds of dApps as well. Cardano does not have that. So that is why September 12th is so important, and why I think it's not just hype. It's really much more than that, because it is a real upgrade taking place to Cardano that's actually going to allow it to be a better platform and allow for more businesses to build on it. Second thing going on is the ERC20 token bridge. That's going to allow for Ethereum projects to be moved from Ethereum to Cardano. This is something that they're testing this week. This week, they are currently testing this, and they're not rolling it out yet, but they're currently testing it, and that is a really important thing because Charles Hoskinson has come out and said that there's already about 100 or so projects that are built on Ethereum's network that have said they're going to move over. Is it 100% guaranteed? No, it's not 100% guaranteed, but we are seeing that there's a lot of interest being drummed up about people wanting and developers wanting to move their projects from Ethereum to Cardano, and that is important. Whether it's all of them that say they're going to, or whether it's just some of them, we know there's interest there, and that has a lot to do with Ethereum's gas fees. Ethereum's gas fees, transaction fees have gotten too high. They've gotten too high. And as more and more people continue to buy NFTs, it's going to put a lot of strain on Ethereum's network, and people are not going to like these high gas fees. As a result of it, we're going to start to see Cardano, maybe some developers are going to move over. We're going to see people move over to Solana. This is just going to happen because Ethereum simply can't handle, it can't scale up as fast as we need it to right now. So that is another thing going on with Cardano, is the ERC20 token bridge that's going to help move over Ethereum projects to Cardano. And then the last thing going on with Cardano is Charles Hoskinson came out and he spoke a little bit about on Twitter how he's been very impressed by what's been going on with Solana lately. And I've been seeing a couple of comments we talked about in the video earlier about how, is there going to be a partnership between Cardano and Solana? Is this possible? Is this just talk? What is going on here? So I did some digging. And we talked about it earlier, but I want to cover a couple of more things. The first thing is Charles Hoskinson came out on Twitter and he said, look, what Solana has been doing is very interesting. He says that he'd like to learn more about it, and that's where he is right now. So that's all he said. So then we're seeing these articles written up about potential partnerships and things like that. That's not exactly what he said. He said he's interested in learning more, and ultimately he says that in his update, he said earlier, Solana has been getting a lot of adoption. Prices has been doing extremely well, a lot of buzz, a lot of talk, and whenever that occurs, he steps back, looks at it, and he wants to learn more. So he wants to learn more, and he says he contacted the Solana team. They gave him all the information. They gave him some things to several links to look at, people to talk to, and it looks interesting. He says he's going to come up with a stronger opinion of this over time, but for now, he's doing his research, and he's not going to rule a potential partnership out just yet. He said in the future, they may have a partnership. It could be with something regards to an economic collaboration, an engineering collaboration, a scientific collaboration. Ultimately, what he's saying in the update earlier today is that with Solana, what Charles Hoskinson sees in the future is that if they have some sort of useful partnership where they can solve a bigger problem or combine their technologies, that is something he'll do. He's not just going to cooperate and do a partnership simply because Solana's price is doing well, because that doesn't mean anything. Prices fluctuate all the time, but real world utility, solving real problems, is something Charles Hoskinson is much more interested about. So we're going to continue to keep an eye out on this, because a potential partnership between Cardano and Solana could just really, that's the one thing that could be an Ethereum killer. Those two combined easily have the potential to take over Ethereum. We're seeing, just in terms of market cap doesn't mean everything, but Cardano is ranked number 3 at a $96.8 billion market cap. Solana ranked number 8 with a $32 billion market cap. So we just need to keep an eye out on a potential partnership. Really, at this point, conversations going on between Cardano and Solana, because anything between those two are the hottest cryptos in the market. Cardano doubled in the last month. Solana, more than doubled. It's tripled and quadrupled in just a very short period of time. So we'll keep an eye out on that. A couple more stories we want to go over. Something very, very interesting is what is going on with institutional investors. We've talked about this a couple of times over the last couple of days, but I want to do a deeper dive. Look at some more what exactly is going on with institutional investors. And we're going to do a deep dive into this report from CoinShares. And they do a report every single week on inflows and outflows in the crypto market with regards to digital asset funds and what institutional investors are doing. So the most important highlights of this is that we saw that digital asset investment products had a second consecutive week of inflows. And this is very important. This is important because previously, we had 6 weeks in a row where we had seen outflows from institutional investors into these investment products. But now we have 2 weeks of inflows. The most interesting thing about this, though, is that not only did we see more inflows this week than we did the week before, but we're seeing that Bitcoin continues to have weekly outflows. Look at this. The data right here shows us the inflows and outflows by assets. Most of the major cryptos are listed here, and Bitcoin month to date has had negative $60.9 million have been flowing out, taken out of Bitcoin digital asset funds. That is a big deal because now we're starting to see that we're having overall inflows, but not into Bitcoin, not into some of the ones we would expect, but what's driving the gains in the market, what's driving institutional investors' interest, piquing their interest right now, things like Ethereum, Cardano, Solana. Those are the ones with the biggest gains. And if you look at the prices, those are the exact coins with the biggest returns. Is that a coincidence? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're seeing this report from CoinShares show that institutional investors are pouring more money into Ethereum, Cardano, and Solana than any other coin out there. And those are the coins with the highest returns, not only in the last week, but also if we look at month to date. Those are the exact coins with the highest returns. Like, look at this. Ethereum, month to date, $22.4 million inflow. Cardano, month to date, $18.7 million inflow. Solana, month to date, $9.8 million inflows. Do I think that's a coincidence? Not at all. So this is why it's important to check out these reports, because what we're seeing is, even though $17 million isn't a lot, even though $9 million for Solana isn't a lot, or $10 million for Cardano isn't a lot, where the money's going is into Ethereum, Cardano, and Solana. And those are the three cryptocurrencies with the biggest returns over the last 7 days. Ethereum has 18% return. Cardano has 12, nearly 13% return. Solana has 53% return. It is not a coincidence. Let me just tell you that. It is not a coincidence that we're seeing institutional investors putting more money into these three. It's not a coincidence that we're seeing that happen, and also that we're seeing the prices of those three particular altcoins go up. So that's why it is so important to follow what these big money players are doing, because they have the power to influence the market. And right here, we're really talking about pennies for them. A couple $1 million, that's nothing. So imagine when we start to see a little more regulations, a little more people interested in getting involved, institutional investors getting involved, then we're going to start to see billions of dollars pour into these crypto assets. Gordon, this video purpose is to talk about crypto, talk about what's going on in the market and some major updates that have been taking place. We're going to put timestamps down below. Don't worry, Gordon. We got this. Don't worry. Okay, next up is I want to talk a little bit about what is going on. This is like a daily crypto report. Next up is I want to talk about a little bit about what is going on with Twitter, because Twitter has just come out and confirmed a couple of rumors about crypto, and with regards to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and people actually paying with crypto on Twitter. So let's go into this report, because it was a leaked report that has then been confirmed all within the last 12 to 24 hours. The first thing that's going on is that Twitter, they recently introduced a new feature called the tip jar. They introduced this earlier in 2021, and it allows users to send money to other people in order to help support content creators. And they introduced this feature, and you could pay with your local fiat currency. But there were a couple of leaks earlier today. One by an app developer and researcher named Alessandro Paluzzi. He leaked a detail about this feature and how they may be accepting crypto. And for those of you, you might think, oh, this isn't a big deal. There are hundreds of millions of people on Twitter. Twitter is a place where people like to talk, like to learn, like to make commentary about crypto. So having this integrated is a very important thing. It's not going to, change the overall market, but it shows us widespread adoption of crypto is ramping up, and it's getting to be real. Whether you like it or not, it's real. So Twitter, they said that they're using Stripe's service to generate Bitcoin invoices through the Lightning Network, and that should offer faster payments, lower than usual fees for Bitcoin transactions. And they said they're going to start off with Bitcoin, potentially offer other cryptos later on. But the exciting thing is that this leak has been confirmed, and now we know 100% that they will be offering Bitcoin and crypto payments for this tip jar feature. We don't know exactly when, but we know it is in the works and it is going to happen. So we'll see what goes on there. And then one of the last stories I want to talk about right now is what is going on with Solana. I mean, we all thought Cardano was doing great. We thought Ethereum was doing great. But Solana's price has gone from the 50th ranked crypto in terms of market cap to the number 8 position very quickly. Very quickly it has done that. So right now, Solana's price, we can see the daily chart for this thing looks ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's look. On July 20th, 2021, about a month and a half ago, not even, we saw Solana's price at $22 per coin. $22 per coin. We've been talking about this well before then. We've talked about this. The first time I think we brought this up was back in February or January of this year. So around that same price. But what has been driving a lot of the price increase recently was that Solana's team had come out and hinted at a potential event that was going to take place. People had talked, the Solana team on Twitter said that there was going to be a big Ignition Day event and there was going to be a huge thing taking place for Solana, and that caused so much hype, so many more people to pour money into the project. And just recently, today, they came out and clarified what exactly this event was, because all we knew was event. So Solana team, they came out and said the Ignition event is a global hackathon. A little bit of a letdown for some people, because some people are like, I was expecting a token burn. I thought we were going to see some Solana being burned. It was going to take all these coins out of total supply. And then while that would have been good, I think this is even better. Because what we're seeing right now with Solana is that this hackathon, global hackathon, is aimed at catalyzing new platforms on the Solana ecosystem. This isn't about limiting, burning tokens. This isn't about a short-term thing to help boost Solana's price, boost the number of people on the platform. This is something that's going to bring Solana to the next level, make it compete with Ethereum and potentially overtake Ethereum, because at this hackathon, there are going to be 4 categories. And remember, the whole point of this hackathon is to get new projects developed for Solana. So the first is going to be Web3. They said Web3 is sponsored as a track by Microsoft with $120,000 in prizes. The focus is going to be building new decentralized finance applications and other infrastructure to cut out the middleman out of popular Web 2.0 platforms. Think about this. Right now, there are so many platforms out there, so many things out there that one day are going to be moved over to the blockchain, moved over to crypto, and we haven't seen that happen yet. We haven't seen that like Google or that YouTube of the crypto world, which has just made everyone need to get into crypto and want to get into crypto. So that is what the goal of this is. They're trying to have new projects, new dApps built on Solana that people are going to like, people are going to want to use, and that is going to help encourage widespread adoption. That's the first thing. And like what I've always talked about, widespread adoption is key for crypto. People are not just going to get in just because. A lot of people are only going to get in if it's really easy to get into crypto and if there's something they actually want to buy. Let's say like an NFT. People want to buy an NFT, they're going to get into crypto. Second thing going on is with the DeFi track at the hackathon. This is sponsored by Jump Capital, Standard Chartered, and they say that this aims to encourage DEX innovation specifically and will be keenly watched by the likes of Mango Markets, and they're going to continue to help grow DeFi. Third thing is going to be focused on gaming. We do not see a lot in the crypto world focused on gaming right now. But again, this is a major opportunity for crypto because it's going to help turn, let's say, NFTs, connect these to games. It's trying to unite the entire crypto market, and that is how we're going to continue to see more and more people get involved. If there's a game people want to play, oh, you can play this game and you need to buy this NFT, well, then more people are going to buy the NFT, play the game. It is something that's definitely going to help. And the fourth thing is what is going on with just NFT markets in general. They said, there's prizes for all of these, but I think overall this project is huge because it is not just saying, oh, we're trying to make Solana better, get more people talking about it. No, it's saying we're trying to build the best DeFi applications on the platform. We don't know if we could do it. That's like what Solana's saying. They're saying we don't know if we could do it, but we want to have this hackathon where we open it up to everyone across the world to see what can other people, what can the crypto community create? What can coders and software developers create? So that is something very interesting, and I like what they're doing here because they're trying to make this a global event to get so many people involved and engaged in crypto and see what is going to be like the next Google, the next YouTube in the crypto world. What's going to be that project that's going to get everyone involved? And whatever platform has that, whether it's Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, that's going to be the network that really explodes and takes off. So we'll see what happens there. But really, that's what's going on in crypto. We have a lot of exciting stuff going on with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Dogecoin, and a lot more. Cardano's price broke through $3 per coin for the very first time ever. It is just a very exciting day in crypto right now. If you own crypto, congratulations, because you are definitely in the green. Entire market is up 6.7%. With regards to a couple of questions that some people have had. First of all, it's with Christopher Neves. Christopher said that his question was, he has a serious question, which he's been wondering for a while. He said, is it possible for the Dogecoin Foundation to sue other cryptos that have used Doge in its name / sort of logo? So there are actually a lot of copyright rules with regards to Dogecoin Foundation. I'm not an expert in exactly what is going on there, but what I do know is that the foundation has come back together and that they are working on, protecting copyrights, making sure that no one is infringing on that. And also they've built a team of Vitalik Buterin, of Billy Marcus, the co-founder of Dogecoin. They also added Elon Musk's personal financial advisor to that team, and one other person. And they've built a team at the Dogecoin Foundation that their sole goal and purpose is to help grow Dogecoin, help be there, help continue to push it, and help continue to innovate. The next thing is with regards to Christopher Neves. He was asking about another question was with regards to Crypto.com. I don't know enough about CRO, Crypto.com's coin, but what I do know is that Crypto.com is continuing to grow very rapidly. It is a platform that more and more people have been going to, and especially as we're continuing to see this dramatic increase in adoption with crypto, any platform that is in the crypto space is going to take off. It's going to continue to do well. Do I know which ones are going to be the best? No. Me personally, I try and invest in projects I understand, I like, and I think will succeed long term. For me, those are Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, EOS, Polkadot, Polygon, and a couple of other projects. I try and stick with what I know, and I don't try and do anything different. If I don't know something and I want to invest, I'm going to do my research, figure it out. So we will see what happens there. But really, anyways, that's what's really going on in crypto. Dogecoin, Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Binance Coin, everything is absolutely killing it, doing extremely well. We're seeing Bitcoin getting closer and closer to get above $50,000 per coin, break through that. Hopefully this time around we can see it break through, stay above $50,000 per coin. Also, we're seeing a lot going on with Cardano, record highs. We have never seen Cardano as high as we are seeing it right now. And do I think it's going to go higher? Yes, I personally think it could reach $8, $10 per coin this bull run. We're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out over the next couple of weeks, really next couple of days. Is Bitcoin going to be able to break above $50,000 per coin? If it does, is it going to be able to maintain that? Because we did break above $50,000 per coin for Bitcoin once already, but the problem is we saw it retrace back down since then, consolidate a bit back at that $45,000 per coin range, and we didn't see it able to stay above $50,000. So this is going to be a key, 48 hours, 72 hours for crypto. Are we going to see Bitcoin's price be able to stay above $50,000 per coin? If we do, I think we will be able to see record highs continue to be broken for Cardano. Record highs continue to be broken for Solana. And I think overall things will look really, really good with crypto. A couple more things, one or two more things I do want to go over because a lot of you guys are asking questions about this. Let's talk a little bit. Let me change the screen real quick while I pull it up. Let's talk a little bit about your platform with stocks on the bottom going across is smooth. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sorry about this. I'm just pulling up one project in particular that I know is your favorite, but I want to get couple more things pulled up with it first. So, let's talk about this. Right now, we're seeing that Charles Hoskinson, in his daily update, he talked about, first of all, confirming that all things are green light for Alonzo upgrade, which we spoke about. Things are looking good for September 12th. He also talked about how he's interested in Solana. You know what? There is a potential to be a partnership there. Something he's interested in. Is it going to happen tomorrow? No, but he wants to learn more. We've also seen that Cardano's price is breaking through record highs above $3 per coin. Excuse me. I feel like we were just talking about $2 per coin just a couple of days ago. But now he's also talking about how crypto could play a larger role against an outdated Taliban regime in Afghanistan. This is something that, you may think it doesn't matter, but it is very, very interesting. Thank you, Hendrik Bryan, my man. I appreciate that. But yeah, so Charles Hoskinson came out and said that it is his belief that cryptocurrencies are going to play a larger role in Afghanistan this time around in the war for and against the Taliban forces. What he said in particular, he said it's going to be really interesting to see how that gets integrated into statecraft and how that gets integrated into resistance against a regime that clearly doesn't care for the rights of many people. And he goes on to talk a little bit more. But we're going to continue to see how this plays out, because what he says is that strong interest in crypto could soon be a reaction to the Taliban's overthrow of the Afghanistan government. The government in Afghanistan, they're having big issues. So as a result of this, are we going to see people who live there want to convert all of their money into crypto? That is definitely a thing that could happen. We've seen that happen in other countries as well. Whenever countries that are experiencing some sort of dramatic event, whether we're talking about Nigeria and inflation, and like deflation of their currency, whether we're talking about anything really going on across the world, whenever we see big issues pop up with currencies and people are worried about the value of their currency dropping compared to the rest of the world, well, then we see a lot of them move over to crypto. That is why so many people in Nigeria convert portions of their money from the local currency into Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto. That is why we are seeing in other developing nations across the world why they're moving their money into crypto. And Charles Hoskinson said that crypto, not just Cardano, not just Ethereum, but crypto overall could play a big role here for people in Afghanistan moving over their money into crypto. Let's see. Are there any more stories we got to go over in today's video, my guys? Let's take a look. I mean, come on, like crypto is just doing extremely well. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, everything is doing extremely well. Let's push that up on the screen. Let's see, where are we at right now? Ethereum at $3,750 per coin. Bitcoin is at 49,655. So yeah, overall, things in crypto look amazing. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. Let's see if we get this video up to 400 likes. There are way more than that of you guys here, so I know we could do it. And then lastly, one thing I do want to talk about is just going to be, last thing before we wrap it up, is going to be the big project I've been working on, guys. It really means a lot to me. It is going, I'm not going to tell you the name just yet, but thank you, Vegeta. I appreciate that. Vegeta says that a couple months away from doubling his gains on crypto. I appreciate you. But anyways, the big project I want to talk about, something that I've been working on, is this NFT project. I want to make sure that everyone who follows me on Twitter, as part of our Patreon group, gets exclusive access to this. So you don't have to follow me on Twitter. You don't have to join our Patreon. But if you do, I'm going to make sure to let you guys know first about this project. I'm going to be doing free giveaways with the team of people I'm working with. There's a lot of us actually working on this project. We've been working on it for a while for NFTs. So if you want to get in, you've never owned an NFT, or you own NFTs and you want to get in early, we're doing free giveaways only from my Twitter. So check out the link down below. If you're part of Patreon, we're giving those away for free as well. And I just want to make sure you guys get in early, because you know what? I think this is a great project. I've been working on it for a while. Like I said, it's one of the biggest things, one of the favorite things I've been working on, and you guys can see for yourself. If you like it, you don't like it, you'll let me know. But I love to see your guys' input. I definitely want to, see what we can turn this into. So if you guys want exclusive access, you want to get early access, you want to be able to get some for free, because I'm going to be giving out a number of NFTs for free, just make sure to go follow me on Twitter, and in our Patreon group, we're going to do some special things as well. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out our Patreon group. I've been posting a lot of exclusive videos there, and make sure to keep an eye out for this brand new NFT collection that we will be dropping very soon. The team's been working on it really hard for a couple of weeks, wrapping things up, and we've been working on it for a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you